and he seen that I was back in town, honey. So this is 4 years later.
But I stay fresh, never bump me. Niggas love to hate China. We by both bind. I don't play, but I crack spines. I've been finessing since I'm minor.
What's up, everybody? It is Welcome to China, and welcome to my channel. And girl, what you doing with all that? Ooh, nothing. Anyway, I don't know why I did that. So y'all, I am here with part 2 of my crazy ex-boyfriend. If you have not watched part 1, the link is in the description box, so make sure you watch that because the story won't make sense. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'm on my way to 400 subscribers, y'all, so help your girl out, and let's get into it. So part 2 of my crazy ex. Anyway, so I left off, y'all, with me going and getting out of college. So just as a little synopsis, as y'all know, I found somebody else basically on Steve, and I started to date him, and now this is 4 years later. This is after I've already graduated. I already have my bachelor's degree in acting, okay? This is over with. So I am good, grown, seasoned, and experienced. Precursor, so y'all know. So grown Chyna now is 22-year-old Chyna, as he was when I was dating him. Now he's like 26, 27. Oh, that nigga. So anyway, she came back home. So when I came back home, I'm never gonna lie, like, Muggs knew that I was coming back home because I was in Chicago for so long. I was there for 5 years of my life, basically, on and off, even after school. So when I came back home, it was a big deal. So I was reconnecting with people, and I was talking to people, and then I realized that one day I got a message in my DMs, and I was like, who is this? And it ended up literally being old dude. It was Steve. So Steve is like, hey, how you doing? Like, I definitely have your friends on Instagram. I think he still had Morgan or one of my friends on Instagram. And he seen that I was back in town, honey. So this is 4 years later. So, you know, I'm like, bygones be bygones. What's up? How you doing? Because I'm not a mean person. And I screwed him over. So obviously I'm going to be nice. We come up with a time to like meet and talk and reconnect, which is normal, right? This is before I said don't reconnect with exes. Again, don't reconnect with exes. Don't do it. So I was like, of course, dumbass me, I will reconnect with you. So we go ahead and we say we'll go to like, I think it's this place called Boston's. It's like by my house again. He had to drive out from Clarkston. I think this is like in between me being in a car accident, whatever. So he comes through or whatever, and it's cool. But let me tell you this, I was not attracted to him at all. I do not know where I got the Chad Michael Murray from, but it was Chad Michael Murray from hell, because that was not it, baby. So I had no idea absolutely why I thought that he was cute in the first place. So that was already like a no for me, dog. I cannot mess with somebody if I'm not attracted to them. I love my boyfriend to death. He is my husband. I am attracted to him. This man, I was not attracted to. So that's why I already knew that this was not going to go any further than what it was. Again, we never slept together or did anything. So it was no strings attached. It was just dinner, right? So we go and we're sitting in his car and we're talking or whatever. We're having a little bit of a puff and like before we're going inside and catching up. So it was cool. It was smooth. He goes on to tell me that, I will tell you guys this, he did get a girlfriend after me. He got another black girlfriend after me, actually. So I got him into liking black girls. But anyway, so he had a girlfriend for like 3 years after. I don't know if it was like a rebound after me or whatever, but he had a girlfriend for a very long time. She was a little ratchet. She was not like me, but he had a girl. So he was like catching me up on like his life and like the things that have been going on. So at this point, like he's not an apprentice painter anymore, as I said. Like he has a good job and he's doing well. So I'm like, good for you. You moved out your parents. You're doing good. So he goes on to tell me that he thinks about that time and he apologizes for saying that about the brother. That's important. That's also why I brought that up. He said that was wrong, he had to work through it, and that was just some shit that was not the case. So he apologized to me for bringing that up because he knew he said that to me and it was malicious. So I told y'all that was bogus. So anyway, long story short again, we would talk here and there periodically, nothing on my radar. I think more so like I gave him more false hope. And I know that again, this is my fault once again, but it was a familiar person and I didn't think it was a big idea, a big deal, as I would say. But whatever it was to him, you know, he was still having those feelings. Trap money, got me in my feelings. So anyway, we hung out maybe about 3 separate times, and at this point, as y'all know, if you have not seen my why I moved to New Hampshire video, I ended up getting a job a year, like basically after I moved back home from college. So that's during that time. So I ended up getting my job with Bernie, and I had to move like within like 2 weeks, literally. So any relationships, anybody I was messing with, any rappers, trappers, drug dealers, whoever was doing a thing, that was all over with. I was not talking to anybody. I didn't care who you was. I don't care how much money you had. I don't care what you had going. I was not talking to you. So after that point, I was like, yo, I'm gonna like go ahead and like start my life here. Again, I said I did not care about this man's feelings. This was not someone that I saw myself with. That was in the past. So I'm gonna go ahead and already leave it at that. So after that, I obviously, as I guys told you, met my boyfriend. So I met my boyfriend, we were getting to know each other, and I'm just like, this guy is just like on the back burner, like I'm good. Again, left him for somebody else. That's so bogus of me, but it is what it is. It happens, right? I don't know. So anyway, I ended up getting into a relationship with my now boyfriend, and I remember telling him like, yeah, like my ex-boyfriend from way back in the day, like who was like super irrelevant, who I hung out with a couple times when I came back home, is like messaging me and like harassing me and like still trying to talk to me and all this, and like he wanted to like come visit me and stuff. I'm like, yo, this is not before college. I am not 18. Definitely not coming to New Hampshire to come see me. So it's just like, this shit is dead. So that's why I was like, okay, whatever. So I remember that like Morgan, again, as I said, my friend had it on Facebook, and she's saying he was like making all these like erratic messages or whatever, like saying that he wanted to like hurt himself and commit S and all that stuff. So when I got wind of that, I was like, yo, this is like really getting out of line, and like I really like hate how you're like starting to play with like life and death and like make this into like BS that it doesn't need to be. So after that was over with, it kind of freaked me out. So at this point, I seriously get with my boyfriend, I tell him like, yo, this is like still messaging me, whatever. So I just decided to block him. So I block him, and that was that, I thought. Then he starts to make 2 separate accounts on 2 separate occasions. I will give him the benefit of the doubt and say that maybe he had an account from like the past that he like reassembled or whatever. I promise to Jesus I don't remember any of his old account names. And he's like messaging me, trying to talk to me again, like saying that I did this to him again, and that like he's gonna hurt himself, and just nothing ever works out for him in his life. And I'm like, yo, this has been like 4 years, and I definitely did not do any of this after that. Like, you had a whole girlfriend, you had all this stuff going on. So I had to block him again. And I told all my friends, I'm like, yo, take this man off of anything. Like, this was a long time ago. I know mothers do not pay attention, but this was way too much. So at the end of the day, what I am saying to y'all is this. It was a couple feelings that I did have after this a situation, and I do feel some type of way when people do like play about like things like that, about death, about hurting yourself, committing S, all types of stuff. So I'm very sensitive to those things because I suffer from my own mental issues, and I suffer from my own anxiety, and like that is not funny. Like, we all feel down sometimes, but you know, I'm not gonna take away like his experience saying it's over a girl, or especially over me, but I just did not like how that situation was handled, especially you being like 4 years my senior, you still being this immature. And that's exactly why no one was giving you a shot again. You cannot act like that to other people. So that's like the thing that I wanted to like do and see, you know, like history does repeat itself, and you do repeat the same toxic and negative behaviors until you change it. So that's ultimately what I'm saying, y'all. Do not backtrack. Again, this was a very semi-story of backtracking, but all of that stuff, you just know when somebody is not meant for you. You already know, and you can tell because you will just be gone. All right, y'all. Make sure you like, make sure you comment, and make sure you subscribe, and let me know in the comments, has anything ever happened like this to y'all? You ever have a crazy stalker ex or anything like that? And I will see you guys next time. Bye.